We're going to deep dive into the 2016 election.
Putin honorists.
All right, here we go. For educational purposes only, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's satire. Maybe it's Maybelline. Now, I've been saying this for a while, and TikTok had a huge problem with it. So I'm going to say this is for educational purposes again, and this is, satire. I've been saying maybe Donald Trump, in fact, didn't win the 2016 election. Especially knowing what we know now about maybe he didn't win it. And you know who I think is responsible?
Putin honorists.
Now, if you've never seen this movie, watch it, or at least watch the trailer to that. I can't show it here because then TikTok is like, that's not original content. You can't monetize. Can we just love these earrings? I'm feeling very Dynasty today. So if you never watched that movie, watch that movie, and that will kind of shed some light onto what we're going to touch on today. Let me open some tabs here, what we're going to talk about. So basically what the movie talks about is that Vladimir Putin has been trying to make Donald Trump president since like 1987. That's where we're going with this. Here we go. This is an article from 2017, but I don't think this got enough attention. You guys let me know in the comments if you saw this, read this, heard about this, because 39 states, y'all. 39. Check this out, y'all. Russia's efforts to hack the 2016 presidential election were much more widespread than originally thought. The Russian campaign hit 39 states, twice as many as originally reported. And in one case, hackers tried to delete and alter voter data. It's 2016. This is another example of Russia taking advantage of the many online vulnerabilities in America's voting network, which is comprised of software companies, online registration sites, and vital information that election officials willingly send to each other via email. If you got 10 people, if you got 10 people working to try and figure out what the U.S. election system is for 18 months, of course they're going to figure it out. Said Bo Woods, a cybersecurity expert on the Atlantic Council, a Washington-based think tank. Russia, of course, denies having anything to do with it.
Putin honorists.
Okay. So despite assurances from the Obama administration, keep in mind it's 2016, that the election's integrity was not compromised, there was still a very large-scale Russian effort to mess with it. That means future elections, including the ones next year, run the risk of being tainted. This is 2017. They're like, they fucked with it, and they're going to keep fucking with it. So for educational purposes only, Hillary Clinton probably won the 2016 election. Pack your bags, we're going to Illinois. Okay, I love coffee. The hack into Illinois' election system is the one we know most about. Ken Menzel, who served as general counsel for the Illinois State Board of Elections, told Bloomberg that a part-time contractor for the State Board of Elections noticed unauthorized data leaving the network. This is the 2016 election, people. The data contained the personal information of about 15 million people, including names, birthdays, genders, and partial social security numbers. It was a huge coup for the Russians, as around half of those 15 million people were active voters. Apparently, the cyber intruders aimed to delete or alter voter data that they got a hold of. But wait, voter data wasn't all the information that hackers were after, though. In a different, unidentified U.S. state, the Russians were able to get information from a campaign finance database, which would give them insight into the financial connections between certain voters and certain candidates. The title of this next section is America's Election System is Vulnerable to Attacks, and Shit Smells Like Shit. These Russian intrusions scared these states so much that they ended up asking the Department of Homeland Security for special teams to help keep hackers out. Others hired private companies for the same mission. I think here's where it kind of went wrong. Some inside the Obama administration wanted to go public with the hacking information, but the White House decided against it, claiming it wasn't worth risking people's faith in the election's integrity. What do y'all think? So, Russia got away with it. because vital election information is online for the taking, the Russians didn't even have to try too hard. 2024? Who? This article's from 2017. So all of this information bodes poorly for the 2018 elections and all other elections beyond that, as their integrity becomes more and more suspect with each new revelation of the extent of Russia's election hacking campaign. Look at this foreboding from back then. Surely, Special Counsel Robert Mueller and the congressional investigations into Russia's probable ties to the Trump campaign will look into all of this. But in the meantime, collusion with Trump or not, we now know that Russia has struck deeper into the heart of America's democracy. Its elections. And it's all thanks to
Putin on a wrist.
Okay. So if you've watched the video all the way to here, let's put yo, yo, yo. Is that putting on a Ritz? Again, for educational purposes only. Maybe this was satire. Maybe it's Maybelline. But I ask you the question one more time. Do you think that the 2016 election turned out the way it was supposed to? I'm not rushing to judgment. I'm just putting it out there.